Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 4 of What If Ash was sponsored by the Sensational Sisters. So let us begin with Ash, Brock, and Misty starting to leave Vermilion when they are approached by two girls who, as we know, are Jessie and James disguised. So they then offer the trio tickets to the Saint Anne, and although they're hesitant at first, they accept the tickets and head on to the Saint Anne. So, once the trio are on the Saint Anne, they learn about the tournament that's going to happen in a couple of minutes. So, they all decide to sign up for it. Now, as they are waiting for the tournament, Ash and Misty decide to have a practice battle with their Squirtles that they caught last part to this series. So, and after this battle, Misty wins, and then after that, the matchups are announced with Ash versus Jessie, who is disguised as a trainer. Brock versus James, who's disguised. Misty versus Damien, who was the one that abandoned Charmander. And then Gary versus AJ. So Gary is in the story. And so is AJ. Ash just didn't meet the two of them. So, the first round is Ash versus Jessie, and these are one-on-ones. So Ash uses his Squirtle versus Jessie's Ekans, and Squirtle is able to take out Ekans after a water gun and a Skull Bash, which knocks out Jessie's Ekans. So Ash gets to move on to the next round. So, next is Misty's Oddish versus Damien's Torracat, which Damien's Torracat completely demolishes Oddish, which this disheartens Misty a bit as she lost the battle with Oddish, but Ash cheers her up. Ash and Brock cheer her up, so then she feels a bit better afterwards. Then the final match is... No, sorry. The next match is Brock versus James, with Brock using Charmander, who takes the win over James's coughing after a flamethrower. And the final match is Gary versus AJ, with Gary winning, because Gary's Wartortle defeats AJ's Sandshrew. So, after this, the semi-final matches are announced, with Brock versus Damien, and Ash versus Gary. So, the first match of the semi-finals is Brock versus Damien, in a 2-on-2 battle, with Brock using Geodude to knock out Damien's Pidgeotto with ease after a couple of Rock Tombs, and then Brock's Charmander, wanting to prove to Damien that he is not weak, evolves into Charmeleon and takes the win over Damien's Torracat. So, then the next match is Ash versus Gary, with Ash using Horsey and Gary using Growlithe, with Ash's Horsey using a couple of water guns to take out Gary's Growlithe, with Gary then sending in Wartortle, who knocks out Horsey. Then Ash sends in his Gyarados, that knocks out Gary's Wartortle, meaning Ash and Brock get to move on to the finals. So, during the 15-minute break, Ash decides to go do some training with Bulbasaur and Squirtle, since he decided he's going to use those two in the battle against Brock. So he trains for about 10 minutes and comes back 5 minutes before his round starts. So, after the 5-minute wait, Ash starts off with Bulbasaur, and Brock uses Geodude, who is able to get a few tackles on Bulbasaur, but Bulbasaur eventually is able to take out Geodude after a Razor Leaf. So then Brock sends in Onix, and because Bulbasaur has taken a lot of damage, Onix is able to take out Bulbasaur, leaving Ash with his Squirtle, who after a Hydro Pump that he learned from training, is able to take out Onix, meaning that Ash wins the tournament, and he also gets an egg. and 2 water stones, so he decides to give one to Misty. So, after this, Ash, Brock and Misty head off to their next adventure. So, after this, the trio then arrive in Lavender Town, where they hear from an old man named Mr. Fuji that a Cubone has been stolen by Team Rocket. So, Ash, Brock, and Misty head off to find Team Rocket. So, they then head into a forest where they find Team Rocket with Cubone. So, Jesse and James send out Coughing and Ekans, and Brock, Misty, and Ash send out Starmie, Onyx, and Gyarados and make quick work of Team Rocket. They then bring Cubone back to Lavender Town to Mr. Fuji, where Mr. Fuji decides to ask Brock to take Cubone with him, since he feels it'll be much safer with Brock, since Cubone won't be stolen again. So, after this, the trio then arrive in Saffron City, where they spend the rest of the day at the Pokemon Center training. And then after this, they go and have rest, and the next day, they arrive at the gym. So, once they are in the gym, Misty decides to challenge Sabrina first, with her Tentacool versus Sabrina's Abra, with Abra evolving into Kadabra, doing major damage to Tentacool. But, not wanting to lose this battle, Misty's Tentacool evolves into Tentacruel, who is able to knock out Kadabra, which earns Misty the Marsh Badge. So, the next day, Ash goes for his battle, where he's using his Horsey against Sabrina's Kadabra. Now, this battle is in Kadabra's favour, but after hearing encouraging words from Ash, and not wanting to disappoint him, Horsey evolves into Seadra, and after landing a Hydro Pump, Seadra is able to knock out Kadabra, earning Ash the Marsh Badge. And then after this, the trio then leave Saffron City, and I will leave this part here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.